Hello, I'm Plus, and welcome to a new LP, one of a remake of one of the most overrated games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Now, this remake was made by the guys in, oh man, I'm about to butcher a language fiercely, Shinzing Nanjing Technology, and they said one fine day, you know what, I wonder what the limits of the Famicom were. You know what, let's remake the entire game and just have this whole huge story onto a Famicom game. And now we have this, and it's gonna be pretty swell. And for the record, this is one of those games where it's interesting to take a look at it, not as much fun to actually play it. So I'm quite literally playing this so someone else doesn't have to, if you will. Now, as you can see, it's been simplified, and we no longer have an active time bar. Instead, we just go back to the way Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 did things, with fight, magic, item, and run. Magic works a little different because you still get materia, but it's implemented in a actually slightly brilliant way. When you equip it, you get a low-level spell, and the more you use said spell, the more the materia levels up, so you can get new spells. But the materia also has to be upgraded. But more about one of those games. The random battles are very, very long. Like right now they're taking... Well, actually these are actually pretty fast because it's pretty early in the game. But it gets to a point very, very soon where battles tend to take so long that I generally show killing the first enemy and just kind of cutting the rest out. In fact, it got to a point where I had to go hunt down a second patch because the first patch translated into English because I don't know a lick of Chinese, or at least I can't read any. But the second patch actually speeded up the game. Unfortunately, it made the first act of the game a bit of an easy mode, which is a shame because generally I like my games to be more difficult because actually I'm only taking like 1 or 2 damage when I have like 60 something HP. But still, it's probably fine. It certainly does make the game a lot easier on the nerves, if you will. So, weapons here are for the most part completely useless. You shouldn't be using physical attacks except for some enemies who just so happen to be weak to physical attacks. So now that we have covered some of the differences, or at least the differences that are relevant for the moment, the story of Final Fantasy VII, at least for right now, since this translation lost a lot of the subtlety of the plot, goes something like this. This is our protagonist. His name is Cloud, and he's not a very likable fellow, if you will. And he is a mercenary for hire. And you see he's joined up with these guys. As you can see here, they're eco-terrorists, and they're trying to stop what I can best describe as Super Walmart, the Shinra company. So we're going into their reactors, which in the actual PS1 game look more, you know, factory-like and more cyberpunk-ish. But they just kind of ripped most of the graphics from Final Fantasy 2 and 3 here, so that's okay. Well, I mean, it could have been better, could have added a lot to the game, but I like it. So let's go, because now we have a second party member. Well, we can deal more damage. Alright, so here we have a new enemies, these dragonfly guys. As for most of the enemies here, you can hit them with magic. They don't seem to be weak to thunder or wind because, well, enemies do have elemental weaknesses and affinities and whatnot. But damage seems to be really consistent. Like on one day, I could be doing 6 damage, while on another day I could be doing like 30 damage, which is kind of odd and actually very irritating, but it's just something you have to bear through, if you will. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before, please don't ask me where I got the game. We have this fun new tool, it's called Google. Google is pretty amazing. I like using it when I need to find things. I use it every day, so I can promise you it will work out. But what I will do, well, I don't want to say down, it could be up. I don't know where they put the description box every time they change up YouTube, but over wherever the description box is, as you know, box is a word, box, I will have a link to the translation, and, well, a patch for the translation, and a sped up patch also, which makes the game run a hell of a lot faster. Wait, what are you doing? Those aren't computers, those are just pillars. Oh well. Alright, so now let's go well over here, but first we have these ligers. What kind of factory is Shinra running here? They have like these ligers and like giant enemy bees running around. But these ligers do seem to be weak to earth elemental attacks, so just have Barrett just keep spamming rock at them. Now you'll notice the bar there with a level next to it when I go to use magic. When the bar gets to full, that means at the next magic shop I get to, because there are magic shops here, you can level up your materia, and if your level is high enough with that particular spell or level of spells, you get a new spell. And for right now, the next level of spell would either be a slightly stronger version of the one I already have, or it could be just a range version instead. Oh yeah, sure, I'll be careful. Oh, well that's terrible. Oh, but Cloud's being a dick. Oh yeah, Cloud's being a huge dick about it. Oh, what, the planet? Oh yeah, planet can suck a dick. As long as I get my paycheck. But what did you have to say, April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles? Because I just thought she looked like April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles. Nothing much. But over here we have a free item. Although if you're playing the patch, you should have a bunch of Phoenix Downs and potions and whatnot on your person, so you should be fine for items for a good chunk of the game, until it's difficulty spikes. And I believe these red wisps here are actually weak to any given physical attack, but they're not a big deal. Oh, whoops, I accidentally went in a circle. No, wait, that wasn't accidentally. I wanted the item. Although I could have actually just turned around, but it's not a big deal. Actually, is there another item over here? No? Oh well. But there is one over here. But what could it be? Could it be something useful? No. Just a potion. No need to sound the alarms. But there is need to, use magic on these pigmen. And why do they just have this stuff running around? It's so weird. And why do they also run in packs? I don't know, maybe it's just cheaper than security. I mean, these guys seem to be doing a pretty good job, or at least in comparison to security. And once again, those battles are so slow. I'm gonna do something like this. Kill one enemy, and show the finishing blow for the last one if it's just a large group of the same enemy. Because there's no real use, and I know random battles aren't exactly the most exciting thing in the world. And here we are at the reactor. So, we're gonna put this bomb down right over here. But Cloud doesn't seem to want to for some reason. Well, maybe it's a whole problem with, putting a bomb down at point blank and pulling the trigger. But I guess Shinra just wouldn't let that fly. So here's the Scorpion. I don't remember him looking quite like that. There's something about him that looks slightly different. But for the life of me, I can't put my finger on what it is. Ah, well, it's probably fine. I'm sure you probably look exactly the same in the game. So, here's the first boss, the Scorpion. Most bosses work about the same here. Like any gimmicky bosses that you would have fought before, like, attack now. Wait. And the enemy will attack you back. Yeah, that kind of stuff is gone. So every boss has a strategy of attack, heal when necessary, spam magic, spam magic. Very frequently they'll vault on for upward of 5 minutes. So for the first boss, I'll just carry on as usual here, but for later on ones, especially the longer ones, I'm probably going to zone out for a moment, speed up the video, and play some fun music for you, and hopefully I won't get nailed on copyright, and that'd be neat. Yeah, so Scorpion, really not a big deal. Most bosses tend to not deal too terrible amounts of damage, especially early on. So if you need to heal, go ahead. But for the time being, you're probably good. See, that was easy. Don't even think I lost more than half my health. Uh-oh, you better blow up the place while you're still in front of it. Oh, well, that went surprisingly well. Yeah, it's even on fire and everything, and we're just fine. That worked out better than expected. Maybe being an eco-terrorist isn't so bad after all. Pays good, things tend to go your way, enemies are all incompetent. Yep, good times. Well, except for you, April and Neil. It's not going so well for you, you got stuck. But we're probably good, right? Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so let's make our daunting escape, and hopefully no one will be here. Well, or rather, security won't be here. I'm sure there are plenty of monsters around. Ooh, and a train. Well, I do like trains, so I think I'll take you up on that offer, Barrett. I will meet you on the train. But first we have to get out of here. Ah, yeah, that's Cloud being a douche again. Yeah, Cloud is not a terribly likable character, or at least I don't think so. So let's just make our way out of here, and hopefully there will not be any random battles at all. That would be fantastic. Or there would be. Or there would be. Hey, ew, is that coral? Like, but enemy coral? Like an elder monstrosity coral? That's disgusting. These people should clean this place up. That's terrible. Janitors aren't doing anything. I don't know who the janitor of this place is, but clearly they aren't doing their job. They should be fired into the sun. Alright, so let's make our way out of here, and hopefully there really won't be any random battles. And fantastic. Oh, what happened? Oh, nothing. No terrorism around here. And nope, totally not a terrorist. So, what's your sign? Or we can just buy flowers. Oh, I guess I'll see you later, person who won't ever be relevant to the plot ever again.